Hello, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about resilience. I know a lot of people run mobility and recovery, and we all know how good that shit is, right? But today I'm going to be talking about resilience. It's a lot better now with the introduction of stasis, and also with the introduction of 120 RPM hand cannons. They were 110s before, but no one used them. Now they're extremely popular, so this video actually might help you a lot. There's some things you might not have known about resilience and how it could actually stop you from dying from a lot of things. And also how it counters stasis. A lot of people might not know, but it actually is pretty damn important when you get frozen. If you do have enough resilience, it could counter stasis pretty damn well. I personally have been running a lot of resilience for the past, I'd say around like 5 to 6 months now. It's just been something I always like to have on just because it helps you survive those little things you might not pick up on sometimes. I will say the one downside for this video, for a lot of you at least, there might be a few of you that already run resilience, but you might not have noticed. But the only downside is you're going to have to rework your whole build around resilience. I feel like it's definitely worth it with this new meta, man. Like 120s are way too strong right now to be not running this much resilience. I'll show you guys the difference between like 5 resilience, 6 resilience, 7 resilience, and all the way up to 10. So I went into a private match with my friends and we tested 3 different things. We tested 120 RPM hand cannons. We also tested 180 RPM hand cannons. They're not as popular. I don't really think they're too popular, but there are people using it. So if it is worth noting. And on top of that, we also looked at how much damage you take when you break out of your freeze. If you guys didn't know, the more resilience you run, the less damage you take when you break out of being frozen. But you'll see here that it's not. It's really weird. The way it works is really weird. I'll show here. I'll show you guys here in the videos in a second. The first test we're going to do is to show you how much resilience actually matters after you break free of being frozen. So just want to let you guys know the guy all the way on the right side has the most resilience at 10, and then right next to him starts at 9, and then 8, and then 7. So the guy all the way on the left side is at 7, the guy all the way on the right side is at 10. Perfect, perfect. Okay, ready? Damn, that's crazy. I think the cutoff is at 8. Once you get to 7, it's not like look at the difference. Look at your health, and then look at, can you see Sari's health or no? So even I was a little surprised by this too. For some reason, as soon as you get to 8 resilience, you start to really like negate the damage. But for there's a huge difference between 7 and 8, as if like it just doesn't even matter if you have below 8 resilience. It's just, you're gonna take a lot of damage from being frozen. I don't know why the difference is so huge, but once you get to 8 resilience, you just basically take no damage after being frozen. You'll see here I'm doing it again just to show you guys. And it's strange. I don't know why. A few of you may have already known about that, which is good, right? I just wanted to let people that didn't know about that. I just didn't know the fact that the cutoff was so big. For some reason, 7 and 8 resilience is such a huge difference when getting frozen. So that was good to learn, I guess, for myself as well. I just want to let you guys know that. But for the next test, we did 120 RPM hand cannons, and this was actually pretty surprising for me too. You'll see at the end, I learned something about having 100 resilience when going up against 120 RPM hand cannons. So I'm gonna roll the clip here. So just like before, the guy in the middle has 40 resilience, and the guy on the left side has 50 resilience for this clip. All right. All right. Perfect. I want to say on average, people run around 3 to 5 resilience. That's just how their build ends up being, right? And I wouldn't say it's a terrible thing, especially for last season. Resilience wasn't too important, but nowadays with everyone using 120 RPM hand cannons, and also you see some 180s now and then, it definitely is a lot more useful. As you can see there, a 1 headshot, 2 body shots, something you don't want to be dying to, right? It's way too easy for your opponent to be only hitting 1 headshot. So I definitely think it's worth sacrificing, at least trying to get 50 resilience just to survive that 1 headshot, 2 body shot. I'm not sure why I had my friends switch here, but now the guy in the middle is running 5 resilience and my friend on the left side is running 4 resilience. I want to show you guys that even though he has 5 resilience, you cannot survive a 2-tap with Rampage. You're going to need at least 9 resilience to survive a 2-tap headshot with Rampage. And I'll show you guys here in a second. Okay. 2-tap still works. Now I'm going to test the 2-tap on someone that has tier 9 resilience. Now, for this next test, I didn't plan on doing this. I didn't plan on showing this because it just came to mind as I was doing the testing. But what if someone was at 100 resilience and I tried to 4-tap them with a 120 RPM hand cannon, all to the body, of course. But it was, I don't know what it was, but I just realized that every bullet does 50 damage and you have 201 health when you have max resilience. So I was like, okay, so he should be surviving this, and bam, it happened. I was like, oh my, wait, like look at his health, dude. I don't know if this is worth running. I don't know anyone who's gonna hit 4 body shots with a 120 RPM hand cannon, but this just gives you so many options, right? So when you run 100 resilience, not only are you gonna survive the 1 headshot, 2 body shot, you're also gonna survive the double tap with rampage, and now you're also gonna survive 4 body shots with a 120 RPM hand cannon. So it opens up a lot of options to survive, right? You never know. It might happen, it might not happen. But I think after discovering this, I'm switching to 100 resilience because that's just I just find it funny, if anything. But you never know. It might come in handy. So that's pretty awesome. The final test here, we have a 180 RPM hand cannon, and there's 2 different things you can survive. But regardless of the resilience, once you get to 6 resilience, you could survive the same thing as someone at 10 resilience. So it's still something to keep your eye on, though, and maybe have on the back of your mind, like, okay, I'm running at least 6 resilience, so I can survive this and that. Perfect. So as you can see from the gameplay, it lets you survive 2 headshots, 2 body shots, and also lets you survive 5 body shots total, making them use another bullet actually if they end up hitting you 5 times to the body. It's not crazy, I don't think. I mean, I don't know anyone who's going to hit 5 body shots again, but it does come in handy sometimes, and you never know. If you're running at least 6 resilience, you are countering 180 RPM hand cannons quite often. So I definitely think it's worth running at least 60. And as for the 120 RPM hand cannons, if you're playing on PC, man, I definitely think it's worth running. I know it's kind of a stretch, but I personally am going to start running 9 or 10. I have been running around 7 to 8 resilience normally, but starting today, I think I'm gonna put on 100 and I'm gonna run tier 10 because 120 RPM hand cannons are just way too strong right now on PC. Again, you never know when resilience will help you. I feel like it is, it's RNG, but it's not RNG. There are times where someone could be doing, 2 less damage with their auto rifle across the map, and it might just be enough to save you, But at the same time, someone could just be hitting triple headshots every single time, and with a 120 hand cannon, it could just be doing nothing for you. You just never know. But I do stand by the fact that not getting 2-tapped by rampage on a 120 RPM hand cannon is something that's going to happen quite often. And on top of the fact that you take less damage when you break out of the when you're frozen and you break out of it, you take a lot less damage when you start to hit 8, 9, 10 resilience. So I do think it's pretty worth it. And with that being said, those are my opinions on resilience. If you guys have your own opinions, I'd love to hear it in the comments down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.